Time for today's Wellness Wednesday with Dr. Bradley Meyer of the Okoboji Wellness Clinic. Good morning, Dr. Meyer.
Good morning, Dave. Good morning, everybody.
Going to talk about ozone today. And, boy, we've heard some pretty big success stories already from the use of ozone.
Yeah, absolutely. We, again, ozone is a natural molecule. Interestingly, that our body already makes ozone, and when there's lightning outside, that produces ozone as well. There's lots of natural sources of ozone out there, but as a therapeutic biologic molecule, it is an absolutely amazing gift from the Creator that has been used in Europe frequently for many, many decades. And in the U.S., it's been around. I think that if everybody knew and worked with it and saw what we're seeing here at the Okoboji Wellness Clinic with it, everybody would be wanting to utilize it as part of their toolkit. It is an absolutely big part of the equation to help the body get back onto that healing pathway.
So tell us about it. Tell us how you use it. Tell us for what conditions you're using it for. How are you putting this to use?
There are so many applications of it. Two of the biggest ways that we utilize it are through IV, where we take some blood out, remove some blood, and put the ozone gas, which is 3 oxygen molecules, into the blood, and we reinfuse that back into you, basically supercharging your blood, energizing it, and that takes place over about 45 minutes to an hour. It can be used to treat an infection, a cold, to help the body bolster the immune system that way. But it also can be used for so many chronic disease processes to support the body in the healing pathway. So folks that have fibromyalgia, autoimmune conditions like rheumatoid arthritis, cardiovascular conditions, liver conditions, brain health, memory concerns. What it does, it supercharges the mitochondria, which make energy in your body. And there's hundreds of mitochondria in every cell and millions upon millions of cells in the body. So it is stoking that energy source, which then goes into working on the immune system to help the body fight things that are coming its way. And so the IV is a big way. Now, there's ways to insufflate. We can limb bag, where if you've got a sore on the foot, we can do a limb bagging, where we put the ozone gas in a bag around that limb. There is insufflation into the ears for an earache. There is insufflation into other body cavities that are highly effective to get the body back onto that healing pathway. And then another big piece when we are talking chronic pain is putting that ozone gas into the area where there's imbalance or dysfunction. So there's lactic acid buildup. And when we put that in that area, and many times it's 1 to 3 injections where we're seeing major movement. One other really cool story recently has been somebody that has had some horrendous neuropathy in the legs. The neuropathy is gone now, which is numbness. Neuropathy is numbness, burning sensation in the extremities. That pain has left that individual by doing a combination of these injections and IV ozone. And I've got another gentleman that we are seeing some incredible results. Unfortunately, his hands, he's developed some thenar atrophy, so that he's getting weakness in the muscle in his hands, and weakness He's having numbness, decreased, there's a burning sensations keeping him up at night, and we think it's originating in the neck. And so it's going down both arms, and to the point where he had been having difficulty, doing fine motor skills with his fingers and gripping. And until you start to lose some of these things that we take for granted, when you start to work with these folks to see improvement in some of these things come back for them, it's extremely gratifying. And in his case, we've put some subcutaneous ozone along his cervical spine. And so just along his neck, and we don't go very deep, just right underneath the skin, and we numb it up with a little bit of cold spray and alcohol swab, real quick and easy. The procedure lasts maybe about five minutes or so. And then I've been going into the wrists. And again, that's just a tiny, right underneath the skin, basically, that I inject this molecule, this ozone gas. And he is about 4 treatments in, and he is seeing some incredible change. And so he's excited, we're excited, and so I think the application of ozone, think of anywhere there's inflammation, anywhere that is low on energy, and because when that body gets low on energy, that's when it starts to malfunction. This can be a major boost for folks. So a lot of times when we're doing these treatments, folks might ask, well, how long does this last for? Because I used to do a lot of steroid injections into the joint. Now, mixed results with those, and sometimes folks would feel like my pain gets better, but I can't have another injection for another 90 days. And with ozone, it's unlimited. We can do as many as needed, but most folks, what's really cool, I've seen incredible pain relief with it, to the point where folks are able to go, months without needing another injection. And some folks, in the case of folks that have worked with us longer than I have, some folks don't even need any more in those particular areas that are inflamed, those joints, once they've had a series of these injections.
That is really cool. And I'll tell you, there is some remarkable therapies out there. You have uncovered a bunch of tools for the toolbox, as you like to say. I'll tell you, I spent, I bet 2.5 hours. I don't know if you've heard of this doctor, Dr. Patrick Soon-Shiong. And he has been around developing cancer treatments. He's working on a cancer treatment with T cells. And the guy's just absolutely brilliant. But the thing that really resonated with me when I listened to this interview was how much he talked about disease and inflammation, and that disease feeds on inflammation.
Yes, and that's the crux of many of our therapies. It's identifying what's the toxin, what's keeping the body inflamed, because whether or not that's stress in our environment or it's mold is another big one for many people. If you work on these treatments, these modalities, in his case, kind of a T regulatory cell focused approach, immune approach, if you're still throwing kerosene onto the fire, so to speak, that inflammation is still going to be going hard, and whatever we're doing on the treatment side, it's harder to overcome. Not impossible, but that's why we look at things from a holistic approach and a whole body approach, from nutrition to exercise, all the lifestyle things, what you might be deficient in, how do we detox the body, all of these things. When we do use these modalities to decrease inflammation and supercharge the body, then we see even greater results.
Right.
And so that's the thing. Again, there's never, ever kind of a one-size panacea, one-size-fits-all that works for everybody. But I will tell you, but they work a lot better, these things, again, when you implement the lifestyle changes with it. That being said, what we've seen with these tools is that as folks, because we live in a toxic environment, exposed to so many things, processed foods, things that, are a constant stress to the body, chemicals and such, and many things, that it's pretty much impossible to negate and remove those completely. But the cool part is when you work with us for, anywhere from 1 to 6 months, as we work on these lifestyle changes, we see some significant changes for folks, meaning they're motivated because they're feeling better.
Yeah.
And some folks, it's more detective work than others, and the journey to get to find the solution might be longer. But guess what? There's a solution out there for everybody. It's just we just have to implement these modalities and ask the right questions and listen to our guests share their story. Because as I've said in the past many times, they'll lead us right to where there might be a problem if we take the time to listen to them.
We've talked about this before. What you're uncovering here is some people are just trudging along like they're in quicksand, living every day like they're in just survival mode. And then you get these people some help, and the help begins to show its face, and all of a sudden people are saying, man, I didn't even know I could feel this good.
Yeah, it is bringing folks hope back, and hope is a powerful gift from God, and when we along with love, as I talked about last week, but hope, you start to feel that. When you start to feel better, when you've been just sludging along and not feeling great, and all of a sudden you unlock that potential, your own body's healing potential, and it develops a momentum of itself.
Yeah.
And you in the healing process, in the sense that you get to a point where you develop a better routine for yourself, and you develop more confidence in yourself, belief in yourself that I can be well. I can reduce my inflammation. All these things, but when it's hard to believe it when you're stuck kind of spinning the wheels and not feeling like anything you've tried is kind of moving the needle. That's a frustrating spot to be, and it can lead to those feelings of hopelessness and despair. But that's not what we're about. We want folks to feel the best they can possibly feel.
Absolutely. All right, so for people that might want to start this journey, what's the best way to get a hold of Dr. Bradley Meyer at Okoboji Wellness Clinic?
Yes, 712-339-6024 is our phone number. Again, we've got an incredible team that is so excited to walk alongside you. It's not just a Dr. Meyer piece. It is our whole group here of practitioners and healers, folks that are in it for the purpose of wanting to help the body heal. So you can give us a call at that number to facilitate a time for discovery call as well. A discovery call, it's a 15-minute visit where we will talk about some of your history and see how can we apply what we're doing here to the journey, a health journey that you want to start on. So, some folks are like, might be intimidating, not sure what to expect. That's a great entry point. Otherwise, if you just want to call and make an appointment, that number is great. And we are at 3305 Berquist Avenue in Spirit Lake, just off Highway 71.
Very good. Dr. Meyer, it's always a pleasure. Have a wonderful day, and we'll chat again soon.
Sounds great. Be well. Take care, Dave.
Thank you, Dr. Meyer. Dr. Bradley Meyer at Okoboji Wellness Clinic. You can find out more as well by going online, okobojiwellnessclinic.com.